Welcome back. The second and final phase of the parliamentary elections wrapped up exactly 9 p.m. Cairo local time after it was started yesterday on Saturday, and it ended today. As we speak, the counting process already started, and this is going to be the coming parliament, inshallah, which is going to be a mix between the newcomers or those who are really eager to enter the parliament to serve the Egyptian citizen and to face all the challenges facing the country. I myself was witnessing the voters or the queues in front of the polling stations. As usual, the Egyptian woman is teaching the whole world how she can be the black horse behind the success of any democratic process, and to continue with this and to continue on the role of media in this very critical period of time and what we should do, what's our homework. We are very much delighted to have with us by phone Mr. Mohamed Sheta, our media expert. A very good evening to you, sir, and thank you very much for being with us.
A very good evening to you and to all your distinguished viewers. Thank you for having me.
Sir, thank you very much, of course. And I was speaking about the role of media. I was speaking about the parliamentary elections. I was describing this period as a critical period. Of course, our role as media, it's not only to cover what's going on in these 2 days, but before that, spreading awareness, knowing well how to deal with the Egyptian citizen, reaching every sect, every category, every age category, every educational category, the layman in the street, how to help him or her to have the right choice. How do you see the media's role, and how do you see the Egyptian media's role, and how it succeeded in this important mission?
Well, we have to differentiate between two kinds of media. First of all, we have, of course, the local Egyptian media. We have then we have the regional and the international media. In terms of the local media, let me first begin with the international and the regional media. As you might know, there had been 570 foreign correspondents were accredited for covering the elections. And those 570 foreign correspondents are representing 166 international and regional media institutions and media networks. This is, first of all, extremely important in order also to show how the democratic process is progressing in Egypt. And this is very important also for our international partners and the international viewers and the regional viewers as well. And
so we have nothing to hide.
Sorry?
Transparency. We have nothing to hide.
Of course. And talking about the transparency, you can consider those international as well as, of course, the local media representatives and journalists and correspondents also kind of an observer of the elections. Of course, we have official observers from Egypt, and of course there are several NGOs and representatives of the international institutions also following not only what's happening at the Egyptian elections, but also at any other election worldwide. So they are making it very, very easy for the international observers and the international viewers to follow up what is happening here in Egypt. Talking about the local media, it is, of course, the local media is playing a vital role in raising the awareness, first of all, about the parliament itself, how the parliament works, who the member of parliaments are, and also about what's happening and how important the participation in the election process is for the benefit not only of the country but also for the benefit of themselves. Because if they don't go and elect one of their representatives, then they are giving the chance for any other person who might not be qualified or who might not have the interest of this community in mind to win a seat in the parliament. So this is why it is extremely important that everyone went to vote, so that they can pick and choose their representatives of their community.
Sir, Let me put my question in other words. A decade ago, 10 years ago, for example, you would find people, or at least a group of people, speaking about going to vote as a luxury, or, oh, my vote is not going to count. There are people who are going to succeed whether I go to vote or no. This culture now is totally different. These statements completely disappeared, and people knew well that they do have a right and a duty in the same time. A right to go and to vote and to practice their political right, and every vote counts, and a duty because Egypt needs every single citizen to go and to have to shoulder his or her responsibility for building a healthy political life. Of course, the parliamentary life is included. If you agree with me on this.
I didn't hear part of the question, but I think the most important part you were asking about is the perception of the Egyptian people and the change of the mindset of the Egyptian people. I think that the social media and the digital media has played an extremely important role over the past 10 years. Over the past 10 years, the social media networks like Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram, and all the other networks have been playing a crucial role with the younger generations who used to not pay much attention to voting. And this is not only a phenomenon which we have noticed here in Egypt, but it's a phenomenon, of course, which we have noticed worldwide, including also the United States elections, where they had a record number of voting, especially among the young people. And this is definitely due to the widespreading of political awareness through the social media networks. Of course, the social media networks made it much easier for the young people to follow up with the latest news in terms of election. Of course, you know that most of the young people prefer to get their news from their mobile phone and from the digital media as well as from the social media. So I think this was a very important step. If you look at all the members of parliament during their candidacy and during their rallies, they used social media as a very important platform for reaching the people. And I think this is what we've seen in the 13 different governorates where the election took place. That there was also a huge number, only from what you were able to see on television or on the videos on the social media, that there were a large number of young people standing in the queue to place their vote. So I think this is extremely important, and I think this is a very good development for the democracy process in Egypt in general and worldwide. For the development worldwide and for the development in Egypt in specific.
Sir, do you expect that the coming parliament is going to be the youth parliament? I mean, the age category is going to be surprisingly less than we were used to. I mean, we are going to have, out of the nearly 600 parliamentarians, youth or relatively young politicians who are going to practice or are going to start their political or parliamentary life in this coming round?
Yes, I do believe that the youth, and especially also the Egyptian women, will have a very important role in both chambers, actually, in the parliament as well as in the so-called Egyptian Senate. So we have seen that even there were lots of young businessmen now in the Egyptian Senate, and even I myself, I have a few friends, former classmates, who are in their early 40s maybe, or late 30s, which are now members of the parliament. So this is a very good indication that that the young Egyptian people will play definitely an important role in the next years and decades to come. And this is a very good sign, because we need to have fresh blood. The young people have noticed that with some political engagement, they can do some changes. We have seen for the first time a huge number of female ministers and young ministers, never seen before in the Egyptian political scene before.
Yeah.
So I think we are on the right track, and this is a very, very good impression for the young people in Egypt, as well as for the young Egyptian expats outside Egypt to participate in the voting process outside Egypt as well.
Well, Mr. Mohamed Sheta, our media expert, thank you very much for your input, sir. Have a very good night.
Thank you very much.
Right, after this, we are going to be back. Stay tuned.
دي حاجة أنا كنت بتمناها، بس الحمد لله إن حضرتك حققتها.
زيك كل سنة وأنت طيب. عايزين نعمل لكم حاجة، نعمل إيه؟ آخد ده كله؟
بنحب حضرتك.